Welcome to the Fate of Ukraine channel. Russian soldier hit the UAV with a stick. Russia's most mysterious satellite, on the other hand, has been dismantled in orbit. The details about the satellite raised the world agenda. Clashes on the Donbass front intensified. The Ukrainian Air Force conducted its largest operation since the beginning of the war. The developments in the region started to become quite interesting. Before the big attacks, the Ukrainian army started to use UAVs continuously. Recently, a Ukrainian UAV was scouting near Russian positions. Because Ukrainian special forces use these UAVs to make tactical and strategic plans to attack Russian positions. As a result of the strategies made by the Ukrainian special forces, they were making a sudden raid on the Russian positions. However, this time, a Ukrainian UAV hovering above Russian positions fell on the grass. Then a soldier in the Russian positions noticed the falling drone. The soldier approaching the UAV took a stick and tried to poke the vehicle. As a result of the soldier poking the UAV, the ammunition attached to the vehicle exploded. The Russian soldier died as a result of the explosion. After these developments, the Russian military went down in history. For the first time, a Russian soldier hit the UAV with a stick. Some military analysts also explained that such incidents took place because of the inexperience of the Russian soldiers. On the other hand, the largest air operation ever carried out against the Russian army took place. 24 separate attacks were carried out on the positions of the Russian army. As a result of these attacks, the largest equipment depot of the Russian army on the Eastern Front was also blown up. As a result of the explosions, some Russian soldiers tried to escape from the area. As a result of the attack by the Ukrainian Air Force, 2 Russian command points were hit. We can also state that the hit command points were military bases. There were also many fuel and ammunition depots at these military bases. Ukrainian Air Force also struck these warehouses in the region. The area burned throughout the day as a result of the warehouses being hit, and explosions were heard. Local sources also stated that military bases in the middle of Donetsk and Luhansk Oblast were hit very hard. Local news sources claim that at least 300 Russian soldiers lost their lives as a result of the shooting of a gathering area in the military base. Russian brigades were also presenting attacks to gain complete control over the Donetsk and Luhansk Oblasts at this time. However, as a result of the last attack, the Russian offensive stopped. However, clashes in the direction of Bakhmut still continue. Russian artillery continues to constantly bombard the front. As a result of the last attack, infrastructures in the Berislav region were damaged. Russian offensives around Sumy Oblast have been at a standstill for a long time. The Kremlin side is now moving most of its force towards the Bakhmut area. The Ukrainian army continues to successfully hold the defensive lines on the Eastern Front. Ukrainian allies also announced that the most important systems for the eastern region will be sent in the near future. It has been announced that at least 100 Leopard 1 type tanks will be sent to Germany and Ukraine in the coming months alone. Germany approved the sending of Leopard 1 tanks to Ukraine after the Leopard 2 tanks. The new defense minister of Germany, Boris Pistorius, met with the president of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky in the capital of Ukraine, Kyiv. Making a statement after the visit, Pistorius stated that at least 100 Leopard 1 main battle tanks will be delivered to Ukraine. Pistorius stated that Ukraine will buy Leopard 1A5 main battle tanks from several European countries. Pistorius' visit to Kyiv was his first major trip abroad since taking office. During the visit, which was kept secret for security reasons, Pistorius met with Zelensky as well as Ukrainian Defense Minister Oleksiy Reznikov. Reznikov shared a photo of himself with Pistorius and a model tank on Twitter and said, "The first Leopard 2 has arrived in Kyiv." How many Leopard 1A5 main battle tanks will actually be delivered to Ukraine depends on the necessary repair work, the Ministry of Defense and Ministry of Economy said in a statement. In a joint statement made by the German, Dutch and Danish defense ministries, it was stated that necessary logistic support and training will be provided for the Leopard 1 tanks planned to be sent to Ukraine. On the other hand, military experts made a big claim because the Allies were late in sending tanks. According to experts, Ukraine may be outnumbered in the face of a Russian attack expected in the coming weeks. According to the allegations, Putin has started preparations for a major attack on February 24. Putin has officially given his army the ultimate command. The Ukrainian General Staff announced that the Kremlin is preparing for its biggest operation since the first weeks of the war. In the statement, it was reported that Russian forces attacked dozens of Ukrainian positions on the Eastern Front. The wars intensified to the maximum extent around the city of Bakhmut, which became the focus of the conflicts in Donbass. An international newspaper, based on Ukrainian sources, claimed that Russia deployed hundreds of thousands of newly recruited soldiers to exploit the gaps in the Ukrainian defense lines. Ukraine's defense minister Oleksiy Reznikov said Moscow was determined to break through Ukraine's defense lines before the anniversary of the attack, February 24. According to Western sources, Russian President Vladimir Putin instructed General Gerasimov, who was recently reinstated in the head of special military operations, to control the entire Donbass region by March. The city of Bakhmut is at the center of the Russian forces, which besieged Donbass in the shape of a crescent. Lieutenant Roman Konon, commander of the Ukrainian National Guard here, says Russia continues to attack with unprecedented force. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with his military staff on Monday and discussed the latest situation on the front. In the statements made by his office, it was noted that the situation in Bakhmut was particularly emphasized. Zelensky said in a statement that Russia was determined to avenge the failures of the first year of the war. He declared that they were confident that the violence will increase on the Donbass front. SH0T, the pro-Russian governor in the Luhansk region, stated that the time required for the preparation of the Russian forces has now come to an end and said, "We can expect a major attack at any moment from February 15. However, military analysts stated that the massive offensive of the Russian army was significant for Ukraine. At the moment, only Russian soldiers are directed to one area, the analyst said. If Ukrainian troops launched the major Crimean operation, Putin would have made the biggest mistake he has ever made, military analysts said. Russia is preparing to send quite inexperienced soldiers to the front with a new mobilization. The war-experienced soldiers of Ukraine can easily stop the Russian army on the Eastern Front. Ukrainian officials stated that serious preparations were made, although they did not know the place and time of the new attack. Some military experts say that Russian forces could form a large claw, arcing down from the north and up from the south, cutting off Ukraine's supply lines to the east and west. Russian soldiers have already begun probing the front lines to find weak points of the Ukrainian defense. It is also reported that Russian forces have begun to use more sophisticated weapons, such as the T-90 tank, equipped with technology that can detect the targeting systems of anti-tank weapons such as the American-made Javelin and limit their effectiveness. Russian intelligence is constantly working on providing intelligence in the regions. Recently, some information has emerged about the close monitoring of Russian satellites. In fact, during this information, the existence of Russia's most secret satellite was confirmed for the first time. Can't find launch documents for Cosmos 2499 satellite launched in 2014. With the emergence of this information, a large-scale research was carried out in space. As a result of the researches carried out in space, a piece of debris called Object E attracted attention. Subsequent investigation revealed that the wreckage belonged to a Russian Brizam rocket. In 2014, 3 Russian Rodnik military communications satellites and the Cosmos were launched on the same day. There was no information about the satellite launched secretly by Russia until today. However, thanks to investigations, the presence of the mysterious Moon 3 and 4 times before had been detected. Analysis of the satellite's unusual orbit revealed that it was launched to test a new technology for chasing or even destroying other satellites. However, the wreckage of the satellite is currently floating in space. It is not yet known what happened to the military satellite. The satellite, which is divided into 85 parts, is also expected to wander in space for 100 years. Oleg Ostapenko, director of Roscosmos at the time, mentioned something similar to Zach's speculation. Whatever the mission of the satellite, it has broken into 85 pieces of traceable debris that are now 1,169 kilometers above the Earth's floor, and atmospheric drag is too high to push them away. Experts believe the debris will interfere with other orbiting objects for 100 years or more. We'll see what happens in the coming days. We have come to the end of another video. You can like the video to support us. By subscribing, you can easily follow new videos. See you.